In a world where the pressure to control every aspect of our lives is constant, what would happen if we stopped forcing things? What if, instead of fighting against the currents of life, we learned to flow with them? Don't Force Anything, The Art of Letting Things Happen, invites us to explore one of the deepest teachings of Stoicism, acceptance. Through this philosophy, we discover that true freedom is not found in control, but in letting go, in allowing life to unfold as it is, without resistance. This practice not only promotes inner peace, but also opens the doors to a new way of living, filled with serenity and self-awareness. Are you ready to stop forcing and start living with more calm and purpose? Dive into this journey towards Stoic wisdom and learn to embrace the natural flow of life. Join us on this journey today as we delve deeper into this art. In our video, we will explore how to apply the principle of not forcing things to every aspect of life, from work to relationships and even to ourselves. Accept the challenge of watching the video until the end so you don't miss any principles, because just one of the 5 principles we will discuss could help you understand how to let life flow naturally, without forcing or rushing things. If you're ready to take on this challenge, leave a comment saying, "I accept the challenge and I will not give up." Principle #1. Holding on to toxic things will cause more pain. Living a healthy lifestyle, both physically and mentally, becomes essential. A philosophy that provides great mental strength is Stoicism, a school of thought that advocates for acceptance and non-resistance to things we cannot change. This leads to peace and effective emotional control, especially in the process of letting go of toxic elements. Stoicism not only frees us from unnecessary burdens, but also guides us toward a happier and more fulfilling life. Imagine you have invested a great deal of passion and effort into a project, a relationship, or a hobby. Initially, everything seems to be going well, just as you envisioned. However, over time, you realize that things are not unfolding as expected. The project is not yielding results. The relationship is becoming strained, and the hobby no longer brings you joy. At this moment, you feel stuck, exhausted, and disappointed. What would Stoic philosophy say about this situation? It advises facing the truth honestly and courageously, and letting go. This does not mean you have failed. Rather, you are making space for new possibilities and joys. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It is never too late to abandon a bad habit, an unhealthy relationship, or a project that no longer fits your life. Consider the story of Thea, a designer who spent many years passionately working on a product line she deeply believed in. Thea invested enormous time and resources into the project, pouring her creativity into every detail, from the initial designs to the final marketing strategies. Despite her dedication and the initial excitement surrounding the launch, the product line ultimately failed to resonate with its target audience. Sales were slow and the feedback was not as positive as she had hoped. Night after night, Thea lay awake struggling with the realization that her project might never succeed as she had imagined. The thought of abandoning something she had worked so hard on was heartbreaking. However, deep down she knew that continuing to pour resources into a failing project would only lead to more disappointment and drain her creative spirit. After much reflection and several emotional discussions with her advisors and colleagues, Thea made the difficult decision to discontinue the product line. It was a painful choice, but she realized it was necessary to make room for new opportunities. This critical decision allowed Thea to redirect her focus and energy toward more promising projects that were better aligned with current market trends and consumer preferences. As she embarked on new ventures, Thea discovered a renewed sense of purpose and enthusiasm. She began innovating with newer, more relevant product ideas, ones that quickly gained attention and received positive acclaim. This shift not only revitalized her career, but also restored her confidence in her ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Thea's experience illustrates that letting go of a failed project, though incredibly difficult, can sometimes open the door to new beginnings. Rather than seeing it as an ending, it can be viewed as a strategic pivot leading to greater success. Her story is a testament to the Stoic belief that true strength often lies not in enduring the unbearable, but in having the courage to start anew, with a clear focus and a renewed spirit. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Every failure and every surrender can become a stepping stone to future success and happiness, if we learn from them and apply the lessons gained. In conclusion, giving up is not just a part of life, it is also an art. When we understand the value of letting go in the right circumstances, we find the freedom and strength to continue our journey in a more meaningful way. So be brave enough to face and accept the need to let go of what no longer serves your life and goals. That is the first step to unlocking a more promising and fulfilling future. Help us grow together. Have you ever had to give up something particularly difficult? What lessons did you learn from it? In your opinion, is giving up always a negative decision, or can it open new opportunities? Share your experiences below so that others can learn. Principle #2. Let go of the fear of never feeling happy again. As a citizen, you might become more complacent with orders and more willing to give up your rights in exchange for vague promises of security. As a worker, you might demand less and become less inclined to take risks. In your personal life, you may favor safety and, as a result, open yourself up to fewer new possibilities, all because you see the future through a lens of fear. Living this way is unwise. This is not to say that such concerns are entirely illegitimate. It is undeniable that we live in a dangerous and unstable time in society, and reckless actions or indifference can ruin the future for the next generations. However, fear should not dictate our choices. By freeing ourselves from fear, we open the door to growth, opportunities, and a more fulfilling life. However, the problem is that the lens of fear distorts what you see. It focuses primarily on the negative, exaggerates potential threats, limits alternative perspectives, and makes you compromise your fundamental values due to the urgent need to survive. Unrecognized fear narrows your vision, shuts down intuition and normal sensory reflexes, and encourages impulsive actions. In short, fear that is not acknowledged and addressed with mindfulness will drain the life out of living. Vital energy is lost to fear as the body tenses and the heart closes, anticipating what is to come. On a personal level, the fear of losing happiness can also take away our freedom and creativity in how we live. The Stoic philosophy, with its disciplined and pragmatic lifestyle, offers an alternative approach. Instead of living in fear and passively accepting fate, Stoicism encourages us to actively embrace reality with calmness and reflection. To understand how Stoic practices can help us confront this fear, we need to examine how we define and pursue happiness. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This message reminds us that fear is often the result of exaggerated scenarios rather than a reflection of the truth. Stoic philosophy emphasizes focusing on what we can control, our reactions and attitudes toward events. As you begin to understand that most of what you fear either cannot or does not need to be controlled, you learn to let go. Letting go is not giving up. Rather, it is a conscious choice to not let fear control your life. A practical example. Imagine you have been in a relationship for many years. Initially, everything was wonderful, and you and your partner seemed inseparable. However, over time, the initial joy and connection gradually faded. Arguments became more frequent and happy moments became rarer. You realize that no matter how hard you try, this relationship no longer brings you peace and joy as it once did. Faced with this situation, you feel a deep fear that you will never find another person who understands you like they do. However, after much reflection and consideration, you decide not to try to save the relationship at all costs. Instead, you choose to relax and accept that things have changed, that perhaps this relationship has served its purpose in your life. This decision is not easy, but it frees you from the pressure of protecting and maintaining something that no longer fits. Rather than forcing things to be as they once were, you open your heart to new relationships. Soon you begin meeting new people who bring a real and healthier sense of connection, people who understand you in ways you never expected. By embracing change and not resisting it, you have expanded the space in your life for new and positive things to emerge. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." This emphasizes that by nurturing positive thoughts and accepting life as it is, we can achieve a happy and meaningful life, regardless of circumstances. When we do not allow fear to cloud our vision and refrain from forcing things to happen our way, we open up possibilities for new, positive outcomes. By practicing courage and non-coercion, we expand our ability to experience happiness in any situation, a lesson Stoicism has taught for thousands of years. Have you ever felt stuck in a similar situation? Share your experience of learning to let go and the unexpected benefits you gained from that decision. Principle #3. Let go of what is not meant for you. At some point in our lives, we have all experienced physical or emotional pain. The difference is that some people cling tightly to those painful experiences, making it harder for them to move forward compared to others. It is natural to struggle and reflect on your experiences, but there comes a time when you need to stop obsessing over what you cannot change and focus on what you can control, the present and the future. It sounds simple, but we all know that letting go can be one of the hardest things to do. The Stoic perspective on letting go. Stoic philosophers believe that by controlling our reactions to difficult situations, we can achieve inner freedom and true happiness. This is clearly expressed in the teachings of Epictetus. It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This understanding paves the way for the art of letting go, not abandoning goals, but releasing what is not meant for us. Letting go does not mean giving up on all efforts or becoming indifferent to life. In Stoic philosophy, letting go is seen as an act of wisdom and self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have the power to change your story at any moment." This advice is deeply resonant. It means that each of us has the power to transform our lives by changing how we perceive and react to the events around us. Felicity, a young entrepreneur, was initially excited when she started a business project with a friend. This project required not only financial investment, but also emotional commitment and energy from both partners. Believing strongly in their idea and partnership, Felicity poured her heart and soul into it, hoping it would become a successful and influential brand. Months passed, and each quarter brought disappointing business reports. Despite employing various strategies and shifting their approach to customer engagement, the results did not improve. The project began to stagnate, and the continuous setbacks made Felicity feel like she was struggling in the dark. She became exhausted and discouraged, unsure of how to change the situation. During those long, sleepless nights, Felicity turned to a book on Stoic philosophy, a gift from the friend with whom she had started the business. She began reading, and gradually realized that, although she couldn't control the outcome of her project, she could control how she responded to these challenges. She learned to accept that not every effort leads to success in the way one expects. After much reflection, Felicity decided to let go of the project. It was a difficult decision, but a necessary one to free herself from constant pressure and stress. She transitioned into a field she was truly passionate about, health and beauty, where she felt more in control and could contribute meaningfully. With this transition, Felicity not only found peace but also achieved success by applying Stoic lessons in practice. Control what you can and let go of what you cannot. As a result, she discovered her inner strength and embarked on a new path with renewed faith and confidence. The art of letting go. According to Stoic philosophy, letting go is not just a necessary life skill, it is an art. When we learn to accept that not everything belongs to us and that not all outcomes are controllable, we truly begin our journey toward freedom and happiness. Remember, timing is everything. When you are ready, what you truly deserve will come to you. Every day, every moment, allow yourself to open your heart and release unnecessary burdens, and you will find yourself lighter, free to embrace the good things coming your way. If you find value in Felicity's story and the Stoic lessons we've shared, please leave a like and share this video with your friends and family. Doing so will not only help them find peace and a new direction in life, but also support our channel in creating more valuable content to help people grow every day. Principle #4. Accept the truth no matter how difficult it is. Before diving deeper into Principle #4, let's revisit the story of Derek. Derek was an energetic IT professional who was once passionate about his job, tirelessly contributing to the development of new applications and improving existing systems. He was proud to be an indispensable part of the team, adding significant value through his creativity and technical expertise. However, over time, Derek began to notice a change in the work environment. His contributions were no longer appreciated as they once were. His ideas were frequently overlooked in meetings, and when success was achieved, the recognition he received was minimal or non-existent. This was in stark contrast to his early years, when every successful project was acknowledged and celebrated. Despite his efforts to adapt, Derek couldn't shake the feeling of being sidelined. He began working even harder, hoping that by improving his performance, he could regain the attention of his superiors and reaffirm his value to the company. However, despite his best efforts, nothing changed. The lack of recognition and appreciation persisted. Finally, Derek faced a tough decision. He chose to leave the job he had once been so passionate about in search of a new work environment where he would be valued. This decision was not easy, but it was necessary for his personal and professional growth. Derek understood that in order to thrive, he needed to be in a place where his efforts and talents were recognized and encouraged. His decision to leave opened up new opportunities for professional development and the pursuit of happiness in his career, marking a turning point in his professional life. Through Derek's story, we learn that some people are accustomed to seeing life through rose-colored glasses, automatically ignoring the darker aspects and negative experiences they encounter. However, to achieve true happiness, what you need to do is discard those glasses and accept the world in whatever form it takes. Life is inherently imperfect, with its share of joys and frustrations. Even if you try to deny life's harsh realities, they persist regardless. Accepting that you cannot have everything you desire or please everyone around you will allow you to live with greater joy. We are often taught that to be happy, we must avoid negativity and focus only on what brings us joy. However, Stoic philosophy invites us to face and accept difficult truths, even those that may be painful. This is not a call to create misery for ourselves, but rather a reminder of the power of acceptance. When we face an unchangeable reality, such as loss, failure, or even rejection, Stoicism teaches us to let go of the negative emotions these truths bring. This does not mean denying our feelings, but rather not allowing them to overwhelm us or dictate our lives. Accepting reality not only frees us from illusions, but also allows us to face challenges with courage and be better prepared for the future. When we acknowledge that something is no longer suitable or cannot be changed, we stop wasting time and energy on it. Instead, we can focus on new goals and relationships that bring real value to our lives. Letting go is not just an end, it is also a new beginning. When we release a relationship, a job, or a belief that no longer serves a positive purpose, we create space for new and more beneficial opportunities. Like Derek, we can find freedom and fulfillment in an area we had never explored before. Accepting the truth, no matter how difficult, is the first step, not just to freeing ourselves from unnecessary burdens, but also to opening a new path toward genuine freedom and happiness. When you can recognize and accept the truth, you don't just face it. You transform it into a force for positive change and deep personal growth. Remember, life is not always fair, but it is always a journey that we can choose to face wisely and calmly. Are you ready to confront and accept the difficult truths in your life? Leave a comment below saying, "I'm ready." Principle #5: When one door closes, another opens. Like any other day, 49-year-old Bernie Marcus took his usual malt drink to work. After more than 20 years of diligent and dedicated work, he had finally earned a position as a business manager. His plan was simple: contribute for another 11 years, retire comfortably, and receive his pension. However, he never imagined that this day would be his last at the company. "You're fired." "Why? What did I do wrong?" Bernie Marcus was stunned. "No, you didn't do anything wrong. The company is simply growing too slowly, and the board decided to lay off some employees. That's all." Just like that, Bernie Marcus went from being a manager to being one of the many unemployed people in his city. With high living costs and numerous financial responsibilities weighing on him, he was forced to find a new source of income. During this uncertain time, he often went to Los Angeles, where he would sit in a roadside cafe for hours to ease his boredom, confusion, and mental stress. One day he met an old friend, Arthur Blank, a former colleague who had also been a manager at the same company and was now unemployed. The two comforted each other and discussed their future. "Hey, why don't we start our own business?" This idea sparked a renewed energy in Bernie Marcus, reigniting passions and dreams that had long been buried. Together, they made plans to create a company focused on providing construction tools and services. Right there in that cafe, the two former employees devised a business plan under the guiding motto, "The lowest prices, the best service." What began as a small venture turned into the renowned home improvement retail chain, the Home Depot, which ultimately expanded across the globe. The miracle of the Home Depot started with a single sentence: "You're fired." It took Bernie Marcus 2 decades to transform a small, unknown company into a Fortune 500 powerhouse with 775 stores, 150,000 employees, and an annual revenue of $30 billion, slowly becoming a global leader in the retail industry. Embracing change through Stoic philosophy. Life is a long journey and the future is always uncertain. You've probably heard the saying, "When God closes one door, he opens another." When one door closes, move forward without regret. There is always another opportunity waiting. In the context of Stoic philosophy, this saying takes on an even deeper meaning, teaching us about acceptance, adaptability, and not resisting the inevitable changes in life. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of acceptance and self-discipline in all situations. They believed that what truly matters is not what happens to us, but how we respond to it. When a door closes, instead of sinking into despair or stagnation, we are encouraged to continue searching and opening new doors. This wisdom is not only spiritual but also serves as a practical guide to continued growth and finding meaning in life. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This is a fundamental teaching of Stoicism, helping us face failures and hardships with not only resilience, but also gratitude, calmness, and self-control. It's not about giving up, but about actively embracing life with all its highs and lows. Applying Stoicism to life. We've explored Stoic philosophy and the art of letting things unfold naturally, without force. Through this video, I hope you've learned how to apply the principle of detachment in your daily life, helping you tackle challenges with greater calmness and effectiveness. How do you find these Stoic principles helpful? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Please share them in the comments below. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like and share it with friends who might benefit from these lessons. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe so you never miss out on future videos. We're committed to providing insightful, practical content that helps you grow personally and spiritually. Continue your journey in exploring Stoic philosophy by watching the videos displayed at the end of this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next videos.